everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, I'm going to be talking about different ways that can help you live with intention, reshape your mindset, and look at the world through a grateful lens. So first of all, while we're here, I want to say thank you for dedicating some time to this episode like I do every week. Trust me, you listening will never be taken for granted. And, obviously one of the best ways to listen consistently is to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Hitting subscribe really doesn't, it really allows me to grow and expand the podcast, but it also helps you remember on Mondays when we release these episodes every Mindset Monday. And so, again, go ahead and hit that button now, and just really want you to kind of settle in to a really cool topic this week. And it's going to kind of encompass a couple different areas here, but it's really going to be really about reshaping your mindset and living with intention. But the topic and the theme this week is about embracing the beauty of spontaneity. Now, I know some of you out there are you may be used to your habits, used to your routines, and you find comfort in that. But I'm going to challenge you a little bit in recognizing that the difference between living and existing is how we live with intention and creating more experiences in our lives. And there's some science that backs this up as well. So I'll talk a little bit about that. But really, kind of what I want to do first is kind of talk about what I mean by spontaneity. But then I'm going to give you 3 easy ways that I use in my life with intention to, kind of live a little bit more in the moment. And again, kind of creating some certainty, and again, not being reckless, but sometimes living in the moment and doing something with spontaneity will actually help you grow your gratitude practice. So let's settle in, and let's first talk about spontaneity. Whenever you think about your day-to-day routine, we find comfort and certainty in that, and our brains seek that. It's kind of a natural thing that just as humans, we've evolved in this desire for consistency and certainty. Now, you can find certainty through gratitude, but you can also find certainty in your ability to handle new situations. And so, as you think about your day-to-day routine, there are weeks that go by, they go by really fast, and you feel like you don't even really remember what happened that week. We kind of feel like we're on cruise control. And, this often comes up even as simple as the route that you take to drive to work. And so oftentimes we go the same route every day, but we don't really remember it. We don't even stay plugged in. And so an easy way and a simple example of being spontaneous is maybe go a different way, make a different turn, get off at a different exit, go through a different area of town, and you'll start to recognize that you're alive and you're thinking a little bit more. You're more aware and you're more present. And that's really what life's about, right? It's not just about getting through life. It's about kind of growing and experiencing life. And I know it sounds silly, but it actually does some things to our brain. So every time that we experience something new, we're more alert. We use more of our prefrontal cortex. We actually release, whenever we experience something new, there's a chemical called dopamine, which I've talked about before. So dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin are all kind of in that same complementary group of chemicals that really kind of activate our brain, kind of make us feel at our best. And so whenever we accomplish something new or do something new, dopamine's released. And so think about when you go on vacation and you go to a new area and you go to a new town, and how you're curious, you're looking around, you're thinking about things, you want to experience things, and maybe you want to try new foods. Maybe you want to listen to new kind of music. Maybe you want to go for a walk and enjoy a sunset. All of those things, that feeling that you have of excitement and newness, you can have every day if you live with intention. That's what I mean by being spontaneous. Now, there are certain things that may be best suited for you to do consistently on a daily basis. So I'm not kind of challenging the daily habits that help you feel at your best. But if you feel like you're stuck, or you feel like you're maybe not living with intention every day, maybe this is a cue for you to kind of think about some things differently. The top 3 ways that I do in my own life, I kind of sit down and prepare my week, and honestly kind of prepare the year this way, but also have some conversations with people that I get to have in my life. And, understanding not everybody's going to be as comfortable with this in the beginning, but you definitely have some people in your life that love change. They maybe, make you uncomfortable by trying to challenge you to make you do something new all the time. So surround yourself with those people if you're a little uncomfortable now. So the first thing is be open to new opportunities. And it starts with the belief that a new opportunity isn't a threat. that maybe a new opportunity could be your next favorite thing. Listening to new music, going on an unexpected road trip, maybe going on a walk that you don't normally go on, or trying a new food, watching a new type of movie, or starting a new hobby. I mean, the list just goes on and on about new opportunities that you have. Recognizing that these new opportunities aren't threats is the first step to embracing some of these new opportunities. And the thing is, the brain really gets excited whenever you try new things or you have new opportunities. Again, your senses are more aware, and your brain is actually performing at a higher level whenever you're trying something new and feeling something new. That's the other piece too. So when you're trying something new, your brain and really kind of all of your senses really focus on how you feel in those moments. But oftentimes, and I've used this quote many times, and my great friends at the Ozark Amphitheater here at Lake of the Ozarks, we talk about this a lot, but moments become memories when you're grateful in the moment. So what happens when you try something new is you create a memory, but you create a memory because your brain's actually thinking, you're actually alive and experiencing it, and you're present. So if you want to create more memories in your life, maybe try some new things, but also be grateful in the moment. And so the second thing, again, this sounds easy to do, but if you're not doing this already, what is the next best step? And it really is plan for time in your week, even if it's 30 minutes, maybe it's an hour, maybe it's a couple hours on a weekend, but plan for time to do something new. So set the intention on the week to, you know what, we're going to try this new restaurant, or I'm going to listen to this new music during this 30 minutes of my day. Because hoping that we're going to remember to do these things is not going to happen. Because again, we're naturally wired to do what we're used to, but there's so much out there. And sometimes we need to get out of our own way by getting in our own way and actually embracing the idea of dedicating time to trying something new. And there's so many more opportunities when we start to think about new opportunities. New opportunities keep coming after we try something new. So we get exposed to more things just by trying new things. And so dedicating that time really allows you to do it with intention and not have this stress of, I should be trying to do these things. Just dedicate, like I said, even 5 to 10 minutes. If you don't have the couple of hours, just do what you can while you can. And maybe it's, how do you integrate a new thing into a hobby that you have? And so maybe it's trying something new, whether you play a sport or maybe it's a book. Maybe you read a new kind of book. Maybe if you love playing music, maybe you learn a new instrument. Like I'm learning a foreign language right now. I'm learning how to play the guitar. I'm loving it, but man, my brain is on fire in a good way while I'm doing it. And I'm getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's what this is all about, is not seeking comfort, but seeking experiences. So the first 2 points, again, just recapping, because as we go through here, being open to new opportunities. And the second thing is actually planning time for this. But then the third thing is actually committing to trying new things. And sometimes that means surrounding yourself with people who actually try new things. So just a simple example of this is my dad eats the same thing no matter what restaurant we go to. He knows what he likes, he gets what he likes, and he never tries something different. Now, I know there's probably a lot of you listening that can relate to that, but I'm going to give you a nudge, because maybe, the food is good and we seek good things that we can predict. That's why Starbucks is so popular, because your shaken espresso with oat milk tastes the same whether you're in Boston, California, Florida, right? That's why we choose Starbucks. That's why going to a new coffee shop's a little unnerving. But when you go to a new coffee shop, you smell the coffee differently. You look at the menu differently because there's new things. But again, like I said, that next new thing may be your favorite thing. And think about all the different things that you've tried or done or experienced in your life, and how you think back like, man, your life changed once you actually opened up to trying it. So trying new things also takes the courage and the willingness to not like it. You have to be willing to try some new things, because you may not like everything that you try. But then you learned you didn't like it. Because what if you're that person who orders the same thing at the restaurant every time, what if they don't have that item that day? You have no idea what else you like. So again, it kind of takes away some of the threat of trying new things if you have more of the habit of trying more new things, because then it's not as threatening to you. You can still get what you want, but make sure that you have, not a threat response and a fear response, or saying, we got to leave this restaurant if they don't have what I always get. There's lots of things in life that are pretty great. So just opening yourself up to that. Now, the other nice thing that I touched on a little bit earlier is as we talk about a gratitude practice and, the things that I do, and one of them is in this book, is a 3-2-1 habit, where I talk about 3 things I'm grateful for, 2 things I appreciate about myself, and an I am affirmation statement. Sounds simple, but it is powerful, because the 3 things you're grateful for, naturally, when you first start, it's easy. But then by day 10, you're now up to 30 different things or people or experiences that you're grateful for. But think about, if you do the same thing every day and you don't go outside of your norm, you're going to struggle naturally to find more or different things that you're grateful for. So with every new experience, it's an opportunity to grow and expand your gratitude practice, right? Your journal. And so, I love to travel. And so for me, like, I love catching a sunset as many times as I can, no matter where I am. But a lot of that came from starting a new habit of like, I'm going to wake up and see every sunrise and sunset and start and finish my day that way. But that was something new that I tried. And now I look forward to it. And so now oftentimes sunsets are on my things I'm grateful for list, or maybe the people that I'm around. And so meeting new people, trying something new, getting to go do something, looking forward to doing something new is on my gratitude list. Really kind of thinking about, as we grow in gratitude, our life begins to expand. We begin to see the world differently. We start to see more opportunities. And then we get excited about trying new things instead of threatened by trying those new things. And so, I know that sounds kind of simple, but really stop and think about, what is a new thing that you can try in your life that maybe you then get to look forward to that as well. Add it to your Rolodex of things that you love about where you live, about where you work, about who you're with. And, understanding that, creating a life that you're excited about and a life that you don't need a vacation from is a choice that you get to make. Because no matter what, if you're somebody who likes to stay in your own path and your own rigid patterns, no matter where you live, you're going to find your path in your rigid patterns. And so you take you everywhere. And so thinking about, I'll just move somewhere new, it'll be better there. Only if you grow. Only if you expand your mindset will a new place feel like a new place. And so I challenge you right now, I guarantee you for the next 7 days, you could probably find a new place to eat. You could probably listen to a new kind of music. You could probably try something new, and just wait and see chemically what happens to you, but also how you look forward to it and you want to tell people about it. That's when people are starting to try new things in their lives, when they tell people about it, because they have an emotion tied to it that they want other people to feel as excited, or maybe taste a good food or listen to a fun music or whatever it is. That's the cool thing about this, right? And so sometimes listening to a podcast or reading a book or practicing gratitude is the new thing. Spontaneously listen to a podcast with somebody, or share it with somebody, or, start journaling, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be some complicated thing that takes hours of your day, but just recognize that you have the capacity to learn and grow and try something new. And the idea of spontaneity doesn't have to be threatening. It can actually be exciting. And understand that not necessarily seeking comfort all the time, but seeking experiences. That's really where life starts to feel like you're thriving instead of just surviving. As I kind of wrap up here, I kind of want to keep this short and brief, because obviously the goal is for you to have more time in your life to be more spontaneous. And so I challenge you to do at least one thing that you wouldn't normally do this week, and just see how it feels. Be aware, be present in the moment, and recognize what you're capable of and how you're comfortable being uncomfortable. And again, the 3 things are being open to new opportunities, dedicating time to actually trying new things. And then the 3rd thing is actually following through on trying the new things and growing your gratitude practice. And so I hope this episode, maybe it's your new thing you're trying, maybe it's you being spontaneous, but I hope it resonated with you, because my goal, really my purpose, is to have people see the great abundance in this life that we get to live, and not have it feel like on Tuesday you're just waiting for Friday. There's so much life to be lived between day to day, moment to moment, and especially with the people that we get to have in our lives. The people that I get to have in my life, I want to challenge them and ask them, what can we do that's exciting for you? And so for those people that you're grateful for, maybe this is a question you ask them. What's something you've always wanted to do, but you've never done? And then you start to cultivate some of those memories together, because when you're with the people that you're the most grateful for, you naturally create more memories that you don't ever have to worry about forgetting, because you're always remembering. As I wrap up this week, again, just kind of take on this new idea of embracing the beauty of being spontaneous a little bit more often. And, go ahead and hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Again, new episodes come out every Monday, Mindset Monday, and I will wrap up this episode like I do with all of them to really empower you, to remind you that you always have the power and the choice to reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Until the next episode, never stop.